Good morning. Yes, my voice still sounds like trash. So it's only 89 degrees today, which is not so bad considering yesterday it was like 107. I have 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. I don't know. I have a lot of stops to make today. So we're gonna be doing a ton of riding around, but I figure let's have conversation. I hope by the time that you're seeing this video, I had my little short conversation sitting at the kitchen counter when everybody was asleep. Hopefully that video is uploaded. I'll link that in the description below. But I want to talk, I want to add to that because I feel like God has really opened my eyes to the season that I'm in and what's going on, and I really think it'll help you guys out. So let's talk about that today. But first, let's go to Home Depot. Ladies, if you're looking for a man, specifically a contractor, this is the place to be. I don't know why that made me laugh so much. So good. Oh, so much comedy on this channel. Oh, thank you. So I broke my wheel. It wasn't my fault. Like that arm you got there, dude. Now poke and it's dirt. That's the world. So there's like a little, I don't even know what to call it. It's like a section of a town or a city. Pace is like 5 miles away from Pensacola. It's just like another city. But there's a little section of Pace that's called Pea Ridge, P-E-A, Pea Ridge. This is how dumb I am sometimes. I wish the camera would just roll constantly, but I'm driving down and I see a sign that says Pea Ridge because I'm in Pea Ridge. And just being stupid, I just go, Pea Ridge? Which is not the funniest thing. The funniest thing is you got to know Pace and you got to know specifically Pea Ridge. It's like country. It's like small town. It's not really small, but it's like small town country bumpkin feel to it, but not in like a white trash way, you know, or a redneck way. It's quaint. But I look across the street and there's a big sign that says quilt shop for like making quilts. So really it went like this. I'm driving around the road and I go, Pea Ridge Quilt Shop! Because how much more gangster does it get than having a quilt shop in Pea Ridge? To me it sounds gangster. Like, where you live, man? I'm from Pea Ridge. But also I think about the fact that my pastor's father and mother are from Pea Ridge. So, and I don't think gangster would be the first label I'd put on them. Unless you're talking about like Jesus. They Jesus gangster. Hey, I'm taking a break for lunch because I'm done. I'm done and I'm over it. So I'm completely done for the day as far as my running around. I got a whole lot of office work that needs to get done and other things, but I'm done with my running around. But here's what's funny. My very last project that I was at, the people had moved here from Arizona. I said, Arizona, what is that like? And they're like, it's 107 degrees in Arizona right now, and it still feels hotter here than it did back in Arizona. So, how you doing? It will be. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I think that I think y'all need to stop complaining in Arizona. Somebody told me that Walmart was the place to be, and they lied. This is not the place to be. So I was about to make a joke, but the more I think about it, the less funny it is, and the more it's just sad, and it's not a joke at all. But why is everybody so angry? Everyone is so mad. And if you're not mad, why do you look so mad? Why is everybody so mad? And there is the not funny part of the joke is I know why everybody's so mad. It's because there's so little Jesus everywhere. Everywhere. So now I'm just sad. Now I'm mad. I'm not mad, I got Jesus. I got a good idea though. I can save a lot of churches a lot of money right now. Stop sending missionaries overseas. Stop it. Don't send them to Africa and Mexico and wherever you're sending them. Stop. Send missionaries to Walmart. I swear, Walmart is the most godless place that you could send somebody. Oh God. We've come to tell you guys about Jesus. Okay, lots of funny stuff today, but we still haven't even talked about the whole thing that I wanted to talk about. An update on the why sometimes it seems like Jesus is quiet. Why is it that God is not speaking or God is quiet sometimes? That I got kind of an update where I heard God. Like I really heard God in my heart about what's going on in my personal life. And I want to share that with you guys. And I want you guys to understand that this is what's going on in my life. And I think that a lot of you can relate, but I don't want you to take it as gospel, as Bible, and just think that this is exactly what your, certain scenario is, because maybe things are different. And I'm starting to understand the older that I get that God deals with his kids in different ways. Like it's not a double standard God, but it's just where God may have to be a little more harsh with me. God may have to be like, hello, like with Shauna, she may be a little more sensitive. With somebody else, he may, draw the line somewhere in the middle. And it's just, God knows how to father each of his kids, and he knows exactly what they need when they need it. I need you guys to watch a clip. I have this clip saved and I watch it often. It's on my camera roll, it's on my phone, and I watch it often as a reminder of how God not disciplines, but how God deals with, and I don't mean deals with it like in a bad way, but how God fathers and parents us as children sometimes versus what we're used to, what we may think that we need, we may think that we want. But just bear with me, guys, it's really short. Just watch this clip real quick and then I'll explain.
Do you ever see the mom in the grocery store? Now, don't you be asking me for candy. I don't want you to ask me today. I am done with that if you do what you did to me the last time. Hello, yes. I want a lollipop. I want a lollipop. I told you. Oh, lollipop, lollipop. Listen, I'm gonna give you this lollipop, but if you ever do this to me again. You ever see that? God will never do that. He will let you scream for the rest of your life. Because he loves you way too much to leave you the same.
I could not say it any better than that right there. That explains the season that I'm in, why it seems like God is silent. Because God has already told me what he wants. It's like what we were talking about last night. God has already said what he had to say in the matter. God has already said, I'm here. I want you to draw close to me. I want you to learn how to, in my own personal life, God's been telling me, I've just felt it. It wasn't this, audible voice where God's like, hey, I want this from you, thus saith the Lord or anything like that. But I've been feeling in my spirit that God's wanting to teach me how to press in better and consistency in pressing in the quiet place and talking to him more, building relationship, basically. There hasn't, for lack of better words, it's weakness. And I think God can see, and God is trying to show me that there's weakness in our relationship and there's weakness in my walk. And God wants to strengthen me. Well, here I am in this season and I'm like, God's not talking and I don't know what to do. And almost like a little kid, like, God, why don't you talk to me? Come on, God, talk to me. And God's not mad. Remember what I said in the video last night? Like, God's not mad. It's not because he's got an attitude. It's not because he's hateful or he's just got his arms crossed. Well, I'll show you a lesson. But hear me out. As much as this season has sucked for me, and it's been one of those like, oh, I get it, and then I forget it, and then I get it, and it's been just a really crappy emotional season. I feel like, come on, God. God knows that there's no strengthening in the babying of me, and when it comes to me pressing in, and when it comes to our relationship. God knows that I'm not going to be strengthened. I'm not going to learn. I'm not going to grow and learn to press in the hard times and learn to desire his voice in my life more than I desire to whine about it. God knows that that won't happen if I'm like a kid in a candy store crying and he goes, okay, fine. Here's a lollipop. I'll talk to you. And I feel like that's got to hurt God's feelings a little bit. Not in a like I hurt his feelings, but man, how much does God desire to talk to me? How much does God want to have a relationship with me? But he chooses to stay silent in my life, almost as to get my attention to where I'm walking. I'm like, oh shoot, the teacher stopped talking. It's almost like everything that I said almost applies a little bit, but almost like, oh crap, the teacher stopped talking. Like, why'd the teacher? I better hush and figure out what's going on. And it's like, because the desire of his heart is for me to be a strong son, is for me to know him better. That way, when I do walk through seasons that are crazy and loud and chaotic and things that would normally muffle his voice, they don't do that. I can hear his voice clearly because I've learned to press in. God, guys, I really hope you can see this. I know we're silly on this. You. It's you, really. It's you. It's not me. Okay, I know I'm stupid and I know I'm really silly on this vlog a lot, but there's so much truth to that, and there's so much growth and there's so much revelation in that, guys, that God desires for us to be mature is another really good word for it. I mean, you don't have to think of yourself as like a soldier or strong or anything like that. Let's just say mature. Know the foundations of the things that you know about him, and hearing his voice are more solid and they're more concrete in your life, and things don't tend to quiet the voice of God anymore because you've learned to press in.